Sean Callahan here. We're in Boca Raton at the Florida Atlantic Satellite Camp, and it's kind of a second home for you. We're with outside linebackers coach Jovan Dewitt from Nebraska. You still have a home in this area. You spent some time working here at Florida Atlantic. It's got to be fun to get back out here.
Yeah, it's really cool to get back down to South Florida. You know, like you said, I have a house down the street a little bit, a couple miles down the road, and for me to be able to come back down this way and help coach at some places, it's been really fun. It's been awesome.
Yeah, when you look at just the talent in this area, you know the lay of the land here. I mean, what kind of kids have you seen just over the course of the year? I mean, just when you speak broadly about the type of kids you guys at Nebraska are looking for in this part of the country.
Yeah, you know what I think you get. I mean, there's a reason why every major school and every school, really, not even just major school, every school in the country comes here to recruit, is because of the type of the kids that you get. And there's a culture that just starts down here from a very early age, where football is important. It's really important. I mean, you can go to like any park in Broward County at any given point on the weekend. There's going to be 150 kids out there playing one-on-one and 7-on-7. You could see 8th graders out there lining up with NFL guys. So it's really kind of the culture just breeds the mentality that you really want, and toughness and hard-nosed kids.
When you got what you guys did at Central Florida, that obviously earned you a lot of respect and credibility around the state. When you go around and recruit now, I mean, how much do people still talk to you guys about the magical year you guys had?
Quite a bit, actually. It's pretty cool because obviously a lot of the kids that we had over there were from South Florida, even more so after we got there. So a lot of those guys were really appreciative of the way we handled our business with our guys, And for us, as much as it was about, congratulating us on the season that we had, which was really fun and special, it was really kind of how we built a relationship with our players and our guys, and they know that when those guys come and play for us, that they're going to be part of a family. So that's really kind of what we've gotten a lot of.
And even a former UCF guy is now the running backs coach here at FAU, right?
Yeah. K. Smith. Yeah, he's down here. He's doing a great job, and I know he's got the same mentality. And he's from down in Miami, so it's really fun for him to be back down this way for sure.
And you got a couple Nebraska tie guys here, Lane Kiffin, Monty Kiffin. Did you get a chance to visit with any of the Kiffins?
I did. I was hanging out with Coach Kiffin, Monty, before camp started, and got to just glean a little bit of knowledge from him and his time in Nebraska. And he actually, his son Lane, just brought him a book earlier about Bob Devaney, so it was pretty cool to see. And we got to talking and some of his old haunts that he used to hang out at, so it was pretty cool.
Now, when you look at your team now, the guys you have at outside linebacker, what's the biggest thing you're looking for going forward as you start to kind of build for the future at that position?
One of the things that one of the things that's going to be paramount for us is having some guys that can really rush and get after the quarterback. I think that's kind of been, as you go back and you start to analyze and look at some of the numbers over the last few years, that's probably the one glaring thing that sticks out, is being able to disrupt the quarterback's launch point or get sacks and do things in the pass rush world. So we're really starting to look, and we've gotten some guys that we feel pretty comfortable with in space and playing in coverage. Now we really want to start to develop the pass rush aspect of what we're doing at outside backer.
Yeah, Breon Dixon was cleared academically or eligibility-wise by NCAA. How big was that in the grand scheme of what you want to do with the number of guys you want to play at outside linebacker?
I think it's huge for us. I think obviously the first thing that it does is it creates a little bit more depth, more options for us, allows our defense to be a little bit more multiple than maybe we would have been if we wasn't eligible. So we're really excited about what he can do. He's a smaller guy, but it's not like he can't rush the quarterback as well. He does some really good things with his hips and his feet that he allows him to get underneath some tackles and be able to disrupt some of the launch points of the quarterback. So it's been pretty good for us.
Tyron Ferguson was another guy you mentioned had a good spring. What did you like about his spring?
He just attacks practice every single day and every single rep. So it's very similar to what we had with Griff over at UCF in terms of his mentality at practice. It's always good for me when I have to say whoa, not giddy up. And so Ferg is one of those guys. Hopefully I'll have to say whoa a couple more times, but he's done a great job. He really attacks spring really well.
And Luke Gifford's trying to get back, but what do you like about him?
Obviously, the only thing I've really been able to judge with Luke is his mental capacity, because he was so limited during the spring, so it wouldn't have been fair for me to really evaluate him. But he's got such a good head on his shoulders for the game that I'm going to be really excited to get a chance when he's able to go full tilt, be able to coach him up a little bit. 'Cause I think for him it's just going to be about getting the actual physical reps and getting his body conditioned. And I expressed to him throughout the course of spring how important it's going to be for him to get physically ready to play. I'm not worried about the mental aspect, but I want to make sure that he's physically ready to go and not put him in harm's way. Risking or taking the chance at an injury when he's got to sit out for such a long period of time.
Caleb Tanner got to campus. Yeah. How excited are you for Sim?
Extremely excited. Long, lean kid. He obviously hasn't been all that developed in the weight room quite yet, but you can already tell that he's got the physical stature and the gifts that you really want to recruit.
And lastly, South Florida. You said Cuban food. Give me your best Cuban restaurant around here.
La Carreta down in Calle Ocho. Best place ever.
All right, we're going to try to hit that up. Thanks, Coach.
Absolutely. No problem. Talk to you later.